Hello guys, welcome back to another video, welcome back to the channel. In today's video I'm gonna give you a tour on this 2023 Audi RS3 Sportback 8Y generation. So this is Audi's latest RS3 model. As I said, this particular model is the hatch, the Sportback as they call it. And yeah, let's begin. Okay, so first of all, let's start off with the exterior. This particular car is finished in Glacier White Metallic. It's Audi's white metallic paint. Of course, you got a lot more different colors. You got Tango Red, you got a yellow, which I forgot what it was called. You got a Turbo Blue. Different markets to get different colors. One of my personal favorites is Camorra Gray. Of course, if you want more colors, you can get it more with Audi's exclusive program. This particular car has the black optics package. So these elements here, the mirror caps, the window surrounds, all the silver bits basically are black, which to be honest I think suits the car better. It gives a really nice contrast, especially with this white paint. Now, one thing I like especially, this car has the optional matrix LED headlights. If I lock the car and unlock it, you get this really nice animation that says RS3 on the driver's side. Let's continue the tour of the exterior. As I said, black optics package, so these elements here are black. The mirror caps, the window surrounds will go all through that. Now these are the optional 19-inch matte black wheels, which suit the car really well, especially with this white paint. You can also get the same design, just it has some graphics and it's glossy paint. Now in terms of brakes, the car, you can get them with optionally carbon ceramic brakes. These are the standard brakes, steel brakes, which are very good. But for an extra £6,000, I believe, you can get carbon ceramics if you wish so. Black mirror caps, black window surrounds, black side skirts. Also, one exterior feature I like about the RS3 is this vent here they added. Just looks really nice, and so do the extended wheel arches. Now for the RS models, we can get black shark fin aerial, different RS designed bumper with these standard Audi oval RS exhaust. Now this is the optional sports exhaust, so you get these holes in there and a valve which allows the exhaust to get louder when you put it into sports mode. This mean diffuser, black Audi rings, black Audi RS3 badge, part of the black optics package. And yeah, that's a quick exterior overview. Now let's get into the interior now. Here's the vehicle key. Now as you can see, very nice slim Audi key. Just really like the metallic buttons. You got an RS badge here, lock, trunk release and unlock. You join me in the interior of the RS3. Now, it's good to be sitting on the correct side of the car. I know I'm gonna make a lot of British people mad, but this is a Euro spec car, so it's left-hand drive. First thing you notice when you get inside this car is this Alcantara steering wheel, which only you can get on Euro spec cars. So British right-hand drive cars, you can't get this option, it's not available. But this Alcantara steering wheel comes of the part of the RS red styling package. There's also an RS green styling package, but which instead of the red elements you'll get green elements, but this car has the red styling package. So you have the Alcantara steering wheel, the red elements for the air vents, red stitching on the seats, on the floor mats, as well as these red RS seat belts. In terms of the steering wheel, you can get two sizes. This is the standard steering wheel, 3-spoke, flat bottom steering wheel. The advantage of having the bigger wheel is it's all round, and you can get adaptive cruise control with lane center keeping assist. This has adaptive cruise control with lane keeping assist, but if you have the bigger steering wheel, you can also get lane centering assist, where it will actually hold the car in lane. This one, it will just prevent you from exiting the lane, but you still have to hold the wheel and keep the car in a straight line. But I think the smaller steering wheel suits this car better. It's smaller, so it's more dynamic. It's up to your own personal taste. Now, Let's talk about room. This is, after all, based on an A3 hatchback. Room here is a bit limited. Even I'm 178 centimeters tall, 5'11", I believe. I'm sitting quite low in the car, and I mean, I don't really have a lot of room. And sitting in this interior does feel quite, not really claustrophobic, but tight. It is a small car after all, yes, so we feel a little tight and claustrophobic. It's not that bad, I mean, but still, you do notice after, for example, from jumping from an SUV into here, it is a bit small. In terms of interior quality, now, the interior build quality is really nice and solid and nothing shakes or rattles, but the material quality is a bit questionable for a car that costs 87,000 euros. We get nice Napa leather seats, some brushed aluminium here, carbon here inlays, as I talked about the Alcantara steering wheel. For a car of this price, you would expect better. Now, if we were to compare it to its rivals, you would have the same story. I mean, the Mercedes A45, sure, their material quality might be better, but I would argue that Audi does better build quality in terms of like how everything is put together, because everything feels solid here. To be honest, because they're all based on economy hatchbacks, you're not gonna really expect premium materials here. At least it's nice that Audi gives you some nice touches like the leather, Napa leather seats and the Alcantara steering wheel. In terms of interior layout, everything is pretty much well laid out. I like that the climate unit is quite easy to reach while you're driving. The wireless charger here with 2 USB-C ports. You got your media control here, your engine start-stop button, gear selector. The infotainment system is pretty easy to reach in all 4 corners while you're driving. In front, of course, you got the Audi Virtual Cockpit Plus. You got a head-up display, which is an option. Yeah, everything is well laid out in the interior. And one thing I like, these air vents, the fact that they point right at your face. So when you want hot air or warm or cold air, it blows straight at your face. And I like how the way you operate them is if you just push them to the either left or right, you fully close it off. The glove box is a pretty nice size, and it's lined with felt, as well as you got some secret cubby here which you can hide things in. Door bins are pretty good size. You have these fold out cup holders. Yeah, I mean, very nice interior and got really no complaints. Let's now talk about the infotainment system. Now, you join me at night. I'm filming this video in different times, but yeah, anyways, at least I can show you the cabin a bit in the dark. Let's talk about the infotainment. This is Audi's 3rd generation MMI infotainment system. It is not a bad infotainment system, I'll say this. You got Apple CarPlay and Android Auto as part of the Audi smartphone interface package, which you must tick if you want smartphone interface, if you want Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You also got radio, media, telephone, navigation, car settings if you go to car. You got Audi Drive Select. You can, as I talked about this, you can change the driving modes. You got parking aid. You can set up your parking. Volume for the parking sensors, driver assist settings, all your cruise control and stuff. Seats. Now this car has massaging seats. I can start it. It is an option. Quite cool to have in this kind of class car. Air conditioning settings, auto recirculation. Yeah, and you also got service settings and lighting and vision. Headlight settings. This car has matrix LED headlights, so it can blank out part of its beam to not dazzle oncoming drivers when you have the headlights set in high beam mode. You got settings for your ambient lighting. As you can see, it's changing color. Red, blue, individual, and then you also got Audi Drive Select, which adapts based on your Drive Select settings. Also here on the left side you have your shortcuts, navigation. The map It's, as you can see, quite responsive. Shows you quite a good amount of information. The colors are nice. It adapts to the, it gets darker when it's dark or brighter when it's bright. Pretty good navigation system. If I go to search, I can also swipe type, so if I can write like this. It's not the most responsive.
Percent sign.
It thinks I wrote the percent sign. As you can see,
N.
it skips a bit.
C.
But higher-end Audi models have a different hardware. They have the same software but different hardware. And one thing I've noticed, it is way more responsive. This is of course based on an A3 hatchback. We don't have the same hardware as the higher-end models like the A6, A7, A8, which is a bit, they are more responsive, more quicker. But it's alright. I mean, most of the people are just gonna plug in their phones, use Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. They don't really rely much on the car's infotainment. Now, media, you can play your music. As I said, this car has the Bang & Olufsen sound system as an option, which I think is a must-have if you like your music. And yeah, overall, as you can see, pretty responsive infotainment system. It can be slow sometimes, and I think rivals like BMW, Mercedes with their 1 Series and A-Class, they do have better infotainment systems. This one's not bad though, and I still like the fact that we got our climate control separate from the screen. Other than that, really no complaints about the infotainment system. It's not that difficult to use while driving. As you can see, I can quite easily reach 4 corners of the screen, and if you can hear, it makes this clicking sound when you click to register, so that you know it registered your input. Now, again, higher-end Audi models also have a haptic feedback. This just makes a sound, but other than that, it's a good infotainment system. I don't really have any complaints about it. Okay, let's now walk through the Virtual Cockpit Plus. So, here's your main menu. You can change the long-term memory, driver assist menu, traffic signs, your fuel consumption, fuel level, and the standard date and time. And here's your main dials. You can change the view by pressing the view button. It gives you this layout or this layout. If I go into RS mode and pick either individual performance, like I can here, I got individual, performance, and torque rear. It changes the dial style to these. As well, it gives you your G meter, which you can change here. Onboard computer lap times, lap statistics, reduced or acceleration measurement. And here's your power and torque figure, which the more throttle you apply, the higher the number will go. Scrolling through here, you can change your media, CarPlay, context and stuff, and navigation. And if I press the view, it gives me a full map. So yeah, in terms of digital cockpits, Audi does one of the best in my opinion. This one's no exception. It gives you all the information you need. The dials, in terms of dial layout, I would have preferred to see round dials. You can get that on the A3 S3. For the RS models, you get this one. It would also be nice to see round dials, but other than that, I got no complaints with this virtual cockpit system. In terms of the head-up display, as you can see, it shows your speed, your traffic signs, and your driver assistance. And if you put a navigation on, it will also show you directions and stuff. So in terms of the head-up display, some competitors might be doing it better, Mercedes-Benz, BMW, but this head-up display gives you all you need. Here's your climate control menu. So if I put off, here you get temperature adjustment, fan speed, AC on and off, where the air is being blown out, passenger side, your window defroster front and rear, heated seats, air recirculation, heated seats, automatic sync. It's good to see physical controls for the climate control. It's the best solution. Here we have the drive select button. If I click this, I can change between comfort, efficiency, dynamic or auto, as well as individual and performance. And if I go to individual, I can change how the car behaves in terms of the torque splitter, the drive system, the suspension, the steering, the engine sound, and the stability control. If I go to performance, it puts the car automatically on the hardest setting. Down here we got traction control off, auto start stop off, hazard warning lights, parking, your Parktronic, which as an option you can get 360 cameras. This car doesn't have it. In fact, I don't think you can get 360 cameras on currently on Audi A3, S3, RS3 models because of the chip shortage. But the camera quality is good, and to be fair, I don't think you really need a 360 camera for a small car like this anyway. Here we have this piano black insert, and as you can see, one of the, again, disadvantages of piano black, collects fingerprints. You gotta constantly clean it. Now here's your glove box, pretty good sized glove box for storage. Optionally, you can also get Audi's side assist package, I believe it's called, where you get blind spot monitoring on both sides. You can get also ambient lighting package, but also you can get a plus package, which gives you even more ambient lighting. Obviously we can't see much of it right now because of the bright environment. And of course the Bang & Olufsen sound system, which is, I think, in my opinion, a good sound system. Sounds really nice. Also optionally, the sunroof. Here you have your interior lights, which are touch sensitive, so light controls, sunroof controls. Yeah, pretty nice cabin. Now let me just quickly walk you through the cabin at night. As you can see, we have nice ambient lighting. I believe this doesn't have the ambient lighting package plus, which will give you even more ambient lighting, but as you can see, we got the set on blue. To change the ambient lighting settings, you can go to car, then we go to, let's see, lights and vision, background lighting, and then you got individual settings. For example, if we go to individual, surfaces, colors, you got a choice of colors to pick from. Yellows and whites and greens. This all changes the surface colors across the cabin. Now, as I said, if you were to have the ambient lighting package plus, this would all be brighter, but as standard, the ambient lighting in this car is not bad. Pretty good amount of colors. You can also change the contours, which is, I guess, these. The strip itself here, so I changed it to purple. I can change it to cyan. It's not really showing up well on camera, but I think you get the idea. Very nice. You join me in the second row of the RS3. In terms of room, good knee room. That seat is set in my driving position. I'm 178 centimeters tall. Headroom is good for me, but I think people over 180 centimeters tall, 5'12", might struggle a bit. LED lights here, and also one thing with back here is it does feel a bit dark. I mean, this is a small car, the windows aren't that large. It does feel quite dark in here and claustrophobic. You got here an armrest, as well as two cup holders, which is nice. Third zone of climate control, which I like, with air vents, as well as a 12-volt socket, but optionally you can get two USB-C ports. Good door bins, and I like the fact that the RS theme extends all the way back here, the red stitching, the RS seat belts, all that is nice to see. But other than that, yeah, I mean, I'm comfortable back here. The seats are a little bit upright for my liking, but this is not a luxury car. But still, it's one of the things I like about this car. It is a performance car, but you can also use it as a family car, you know, for a small family. Other than that, pretty good space for rear occupants. The middle seat, it's a bit firmer than the outer two seats, and my head is almost touching the ceiling. I think traveling with 3 passengers, it's doable, especially if they're small, but if they're large, you might struggle a bit here for room. But other than that, yeah, pretty good space here in the rear. And if you got 2 occupants, they'll be sitting back here happily. Let's now discuss the rear trunk space. Now I can open this using the key, the trunk release, or foot gestures, which should work. Yeah, it's not the smoothest operation. Pop the trunk like this. Get pretty good amount of storage here. You got 278 liters, which is a lot smaller than the A3. Because of the four-wheel drive system, it does take up a bit of the storage space, but still, it's a really nice size trunk. You can fit a lot of stuff here. Here you got cubbies where you can store trunk stuff, underfloor storage. You know, a little bit of underfloor storage for the first aid kit and stuff, and then tethering points to hook stuff up when you need to. Then you get this load cover, which can be easily removed. So yeah, and of course you can lower the seats as well. From the front you get a 12-volt socket. Yeah, this is a pretty good trunk, and that's one of the things I like about the RS3. It's a performance car, but also it can be a nice practical car as well. So yeah guys, this has been the tour of the 2023 Audi RS3 Sportback. Let me know in the comments what do you think of this car. Now, if you were to ask me out of its competitors which one I would have, definitely this one. In my opinion, I think this is the best looking out of its competitors. Speaking of the BMW M2 or the Mercedes A45, it has of course the iconic 2.5 liter 5-cylinder engine, which just beast of an engine, has great tuning capabilities, and it's of course what people call it, a baby Lamborghini or a baby Audi R8. Half of its displacement, half the cylinders of an R8. I think certainly what I like about this generation of the RS3, Audi really gave it a mean look. If you compare this to the previous 8V generation, it still kind of had, it wouldn't be as easy to tell apart from an S3 or A3. This one, it looks like an RS3, which I like. It means the business. So yeah, and in my opinion, I think this looks better than the A45. That's been it guys, thank you for watching. I'll see you again in the next video.